Most people see numbers as tools for counting. But what if numbers are also symbol for pattern through which life is being manifested? Across many cultures, numbers have been used to represent order, circle, growth, and human development. Whether you approach them through mathematics, philosophy, sacred geometry, or numerology, they invite us to use the reality of number in different perspectives. But here is some ways through which symbolically we can derive and understand the journey from 0 to 5. You see, the first number is represented with a ball. It is the potential, the originality of everything. It has the origin, the source of everything, the infinite wholeness. You see, this is the ball. It's represented with a circle in a 2-dimension. It has no beginning, it has no end. In fact, this particular ball, what you call the circle in a 2-dimension, is only complete when there's no beginning and there's no end in this. It represents the complete whole containing everything. The possibility of anything can take shape in that form. Psychologically, it is the unconscious mind and the unlimited potential, while spiritually it is the source, the infinite field from which all creation begins. One key factor you should understand about this particular circle or the ball is that everything is possible. This is the more reason why you see Queen Elizabeth during her coronation and also King Charles, both of them are holding a ball in their hand. It represents the globe, it represents the womb of all possibility, like a woman who has a child in her stomach. It represents the possibility of anything coming forth in there. So you can see it as a potential of anything. That's the symbology of the number 0. The next number is 1. It is called the lance. The key word there is about direction, purpose, will, or initiative, action for which something is being manifested. The line is the first form of movement from stillness, which is from the 0 point. Like the lance, which is this, or the sword, or the spear, it has direction, focus, and intention. Where the ball contains all possibility, the lance or the line itself choose just one spot. Psychologically, 1 is individuality, leadership, or self-awareness, while spiritually, it is the first spark of manifestation. So the key thing you should take about the idea of this 1, which is called lance, is purpose give potential a direction. The next number is the number 2. This is a combination of both the 1 and the 0, which is this, both of them. When unlimited potential meets focused direction, balance becomes possible. 2 introduce relationship, polarity, and cooperation. This is the more reason why we have the day and the night, the male and the female, the positive and the negative, the giving and the receiving. This is the duality of life, the cooperation, like the diplomat between two things. 2 is formed as a result of the combination of the ball and the lance, for which particular thing you can get the shape of 2 coming out of the combination of these 2 things. This particular figure is represented as seen when you talk about the idea of 0 and 1. This is where binary is formed. This is the language of computer, giving you the figure of digital development, and also used in the idea of the traditional worship in Ifa, whereby it gives you the line and the 0 in its configuration. So psychologically, 2 developed empathy, partnership, or cooperation, while spiritually, it represents harmony between 2 contemporary forces. Strength is found in balance. This is what you see by the judges when they represent their figure with the scale, representing balance between 2 people, the union between the male and the female, the light and the darkness. So this is really what you see when you talk about the combination of 2 figures, the ball and the lance. That's the more reason why you see the king, sometimes they hold the lance together and the ball in one hand, talking about the balance between both figures. The ball and the lance form the idea of the word balance. That's more reason why we see it's all about cooperation, and this is what the judges represent, the justice system of any country, the idea of scale, balancing both sides. That's why you call the word balance. 3 itself is the opening of the womb, the emergence of what is inside the existing potential within the womb, the opening of the egg. The key word is about birth, creation, or expression, growth. You see, balance alone is not enough. When balance forces interaction, something new is born, like an egg that is opening to reveal the life. 3 symbolize emergence, creativity, communication, and expansion. 3 is the first figure that is formed by a combination of all shapes. The triangle is the first stable shape and reflects the principle that interaction produces creation. Psychologically, 3 is imagination, the learning, self-expression, while spiritually, it represents the creation, manifestation, and the birth of new possibility. This 3 is the first closed figure. So the message you get from this particular figure 3 is that creation begins when potential becomes life. The figure 3 is formed as a result of the breaking of the egg. When the lens itself opens the egg, we can see the egg is opening into 2 spheres representing the figure 3. The next number is 4. This represents foundation. The key word is all about structure, order, discipline, or stability. What is born must be built. You see, the square symbolizes the house, the earth, and the 4 directions. This thing is all about ideas that become system, dreams that becomes reality, vision that becomes civilization. Psychologically, 4 develops possibility, discipline, and security. Spiritually, it represents manifestation in the physical realm of our world. The message we talk about 4 is that a strong future required a strong foundation. The symbol 4 is not represented with what the shape we have today. The symbol 4 is represented with a closed figure, like the house represented in a 2 dimension. If you see the symbol 4 as placed in the Chinese lettering, you will see that the symbol form is like a block. It is seen in China as an unlucky number. But 4 represents the idea of structure, order, discipline. This is a discipline that we have within the family. The trinities of our life, the Father, the Son, and the child. The Father, the Mother, and the child. This particular figure represents the order, the structure that is given to a family to create a disciplinary measure within the family. So that's the more reason why it's represented with a square shape to present the orderliness within a family. And this is also the idea, the more reason why you can see a square shape of heart placed on top of your head during your graduation, symbolizing structure and discipline, order, or stability that is placed upon you while you do your school things, while you study in the school. It symbolizes order and structure. The responsibility that you must take is that it gives about discipline in the school settings or in your academic settings. The idea about 5 is all about human journey. The key word is all about freedom, expression, movement, and transformation. 5 is all about oneself revealing itself into the world. Once the foundation is established, life begins to move on. As much as we've gotten a disciplinary measure within our mind and our heart, 5 is the number of exploration, just like the movie star outside of the box. Human beings interact with the world through 5 figures, 5 tools, 5 primary senses. Knowledge is no longer theoretical. It becomes experience psychologically or physiologically. Physiologically, 5 represents curiosity, adaptability, growth through changes. Spiritually, it represents transformation, discovery, continuous journey of life. So in the whole, we can see 5 is growth come through experience. This is more or less like the artist. They go from journey. So in all of this, you will understand that the figure 5 reminds us that wisdom is not gained by standing still. It's through living, learning, adapting, and discovering. So in other words, you can see the freedom comes through experience. So the idea of 5 takes the shape by which we can see the figure square placed over the circle. So this is exactly what we see as our expression, that our learning and our discipline will come over our individual. This is how we can, through that structure of discipline, we can go. So the shape of 5 is formed as a result of the square over the circle. This is the more reason why in our graduation gown, we can see the square shape in our head over the curved cap in our skull. So representing the figure of 5 itself. But as a result of that, this is in contrast to what the professors do when they are in full, the professors and other relative academic discipline. See, the square is under the circle. The circle itself represents the man itself getting free from the laws and the discipline that it has overridden, more or less become brightened in the system, and the square is placed on top of it. But when you're still under those rules, we can see the square placed on top of the circle. But when you're above the rules, you now see the circle placed over the square. So it's now becoming the square over the circle over the square. So from this, we can understand that the journey of life from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can see it represents that the first beginning is the ball, the land, followed by the lance itself. And with the combination of the ball and the lance, we have the structure of balance. And when someone is balanced, then you can create something, which means you can grow something within, which led to the opening of the egg or delivering from the womb, which is 3. And when that particular 3 itself is structured within the family, giving a home to stay, with that foundation and discipline in itself, we can continue with the human journey in itself. So in other words, the potential will lead to direction, and that direction itself will bring forth balance. The balance itself will bring about the creation of a phenomenon within the society. And when the creation itself is structured within the family or the society or the institution, then you can bring about growth. So perhaps numbers are not just symbols written on paper. Perhaps they are patterns that helps us understand ourselves, our choice, and the way we build our lives. The greatest energy is not found in the number themselves, but in how we apply this principle they symbolize. Numbers best describe the stage of life